It is in the morning at some point. You guys have all slept quite a bit longer than you thought they would be. On the road, you've been getting up somewhere vaguely near dawn, getting everything together and moving on. And it's well after dawn now. It's maybe 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning.
Is Toy okay?
As soon as you get up, you see Toy and form up right next to you.
Good.
It looks perfectly fine.
Good.
Okay, just making sure we all shared that one too, yes?
Right?
Okay.
Well, there weren't... with the sun got robes and whatnot this time.
I need to
Not
figure
that
out
one,
where that
right,
family
okay.
is.
No pickles.
We'll put them on the to-do list. We'll distract them a bit if need be.
What did I just miss?
In
He
asterisk,
gets that creepy smile.
the Saul adopts a crazy wooden smile.
Which is ironic because she's a tree.
It is actually a wooden smile. Alright, so you guys are now awake,
Now,
just
what-
south of Ketrace.
Okay. Geographically, we were...
Extended
Okay.
rest or short rest?
That was extended, I believe.
That does not count as an extended rest,
It
because you
doesn't
guys
mean
did stuff while you were
counted.
asleep, so you
Ah.
do not have the benefits of an extended rest at the moment.
Okay. So it's just a short rest?
But we
So
had
short
had...
rest.
Oh, no, wait.
This
Yes.
was going
You were during an extended rest, you guys went into the Vale.
And we had combat.
You guys had combat and fought the Nightmare, so you guys
Okay.
have not actually had a solid amount of time to relax after that happened.
Yeah, I get you.
Alright, I'm gonna vote we don't get on the road just as yet, on account of the fact that I feel like I went 10 rounds of drinking and didn't do nothing.
Well, the problem is that we can't.
Really?
Well, we may be able to.
Physically, you guys feel fairly well rested. Mentally, little headachy and tired. Actually,
10 rounds of drinking.
Iris, roll me a d20, please.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that thing.
I'm so glad I got
15.
rid of that fucking
15?
thing.
That's
Oh,
gonna be
I'm
annoying.
sorry about that.
No, you're.
Do I need to watch my language?
No.
Do a give me a 1d4 roll.
Okay.
Oh dear.
You'd be screwed if you get what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it'd be so fucking
Fuck
shit out of
me.
luck.
I was gonna say, Sam would be
4.
silent.
Okay. You do not have your level 9 dailies for today.
Oh god.
Oh, damn.
Wait, so do we get our dailies back?
No, but he cannot use them until this effect.
I think they're burned anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, they were burned, but if we take a rest...
You cannot use them until...
If we take a rest,
Okay.
we
Out
roll
of
again.
character, I'd just like to point out that...
You don't have a character to be in character with?
Yeah, but just to distract everybody from, so you know, we're paying attention to me. I don't want that fucking thing. Don't give it to me. It will get thrown away.
Alright, so you guys...
I'll carry it around, I think it's
You guys
fine.
are at camp in the morning, so what's
Roll
up?
the dice.
I would say we just get on
Back on the
Eros
road.
and travel.
Speaking of
Yeah.
shit,
I mean, we
We're
might
on
as
the
well
road.
make some headway. We're on a road,
And we're close
and
to
we can
Catrice.
see if the Ozranites are still
Yeah.
camped outside the town.
And yeah, we're on our way to Catrice and we're almost there.
Okay,
We're also
so
about to
you guys are about a
start sharing
day's
the
ride
bugs.
south of Ketrace. Getting up and heading north. Keeping on. Are you guys are you guys kind of trying to go quickly to make the city by nightfall, or like what are you trying to do here?
Sure.
Yeah, might
Yeah.
as well.
Push it.
We're trying
How's
to
your
just
knuckles?
get to
Rather
Ketras
than
before
we'll be
night.
fine.
Alright, let's go.
All right, so
We already know we're going to be answering a lot of questions from a couple of very angry women when we get there. That's when we throw Jack in the front and say, Jack, talk.
Deal with the angry woman.
pushing north. You guys move and get
Didn't
to
even get to have
the
any
edges
of
of
the fun that usually
Ketrace.
leads to the start of conversation.
You see the remnants of the Ozran camp to the south of the city, but it has been abandoned, and it looks like it's been abandoned for a little while. It obviously wasn't like they didn't leave everything up and then run away. It's like there was an obvious cavalry encampment here for a while that is no
left
longer here,
signs.
and they've left obvious signs of the encampment.
Seeing as how he's here, do you not want to go into the woods and find out about the woodster blokes that's using arrows, which is kind of strange for them to be doing?
There aren't any woods near here.
It's actually closer to Ozran than
Yes,
they're doing it.
much further to the south if you
Oh,
want to go.
alright then. Keep it rolling. Never mind.
Yeah.
Onward
We'll
to
check,
Catrice.
we'll check
Over
that
that.
one when we
You guys
are
make
not
it
in such a hurry.
into Ketrace about nightfall as you guys are heading down the steep hill to the south of the city. You see a lot more lights than what you've seen ever since the festival. Looks like the city is definitely, or the town, I should say, is definitely well on its way to being rebuilt.
How's your mansion doing?
Your
It
house,
was mostly built
your
last
house,
time.
yeah, you guys can see from this distance, looks to be, it's dark, but looks to be mostly complete. As you guys are,
A butler.
as you guys are making your way in,
What should we name him?
Giles.
you see
Benson.
someone who is
Alfred.
pulling a cart that has a bunch
GLaDOS.
of woven
No.
grass on it that is walking down the hill, and he looks very familiar. It's Bross who's walking down there. And he kind of stops and looks and sees, oh,
Naos is priest's
hi.
brother.
It's Irul's husband.
Right.
So it's the brother-in-law of Zenlin.
Yes,
Yes.
Zenlin's brother-in-law.
I was going to say, and he's not going to be happy with us because his wife is not happy with us, and
Because his brother-in-law is missing.
and his
Oh, and he has
sister-in-law,
to deal with the
and
fictional
I was going to
wife.
say, and his sister-in-law is probably staying with them.
Oh god, that one.
So he kind of turns around and sees you and goes,
How's
Hi.
you getting on?
It wasn't our fault. We had nothing to do with it.
He kind of looks around, sees that, the twilight is deepening. He's like, so I didn't expect you guys to be here. Are you intentionally in town at the dark, or?
No. it
Why
just
do you say
happened.
that?
We have two
The
very
days have been long.
I see.
Would you like a nip?
He goes, by God, I would. He takes
That sounds
a
white liquor.
long swig and gives it back to you, and you see as soon as he does, he goes, and he kind of stumbles just very slightly and goes,
I should have warned you about that. That's my fault.
Do you see his face immediately get a little flush? He goes, yeah,
I think he's gonna pay for that one.
Either that or be very happy when he goes home.
He goes, well,
Or he just
That's-
won't give a fuck when he does.
that's going to make the night much easier. So, are you trying to get through the city?
We were heading north.
Mostly we was just passing through, but I mean, whatever we
We
hear,
may
we still
take
can.
As soon as we find information, we'll actually stop by, but we
It's
don't
fine.
have anything yet. So
Well,
He
we
kind
will
of rubs
take
his
the-
head a little. He goes, so what I'm really asking is, do you want to deal with my wife and my sister-in-law, or would you
No.
prefer to not?
no.
Okay, that's
I'm not even there. No.
you're not as dumb as I thought. Okay,
He
now
puts a hand on his shoulder. She's like, there's a temple out in the middle of the water that currently doesn't have any priests or priestesses. They may need to deal with that. It might be better if you took over the town for a short bit and sent them off. And so that they could, they're going to have to, all those people on the island, somebody's going to have to take care of them.
he gets a
When
big.
did you become the sneaky bastard?
The same time she went with I revoke.
he gets a really big kind of goofy grin on his face and goes, oh, that would be a blessing. What I would prefer is to go back into the woods, not be in the town at all, for Zenlin and his wife to not be anywhere near me,
Well, you're
Is
you're
that
About
Right.
half of that.
and for me to not have to deal with Chiron's mother either, because
You wish she'd
he
take a
looks
long walk
looks
off a
back
shore.
over his shoulder and you see the cart loaded with grass, and he goes, that's what I've been doing all day.
carrying grass.
He kind of pulls out a little pipe. This is what I want to be doing all day.
I understand fully, sir.
I'm trying not to hold it against you that I'm not in the woods right now.
This man is a saint.
And he motions towards the flashy man. And that is really the only thing that's helping right now. And he slides it back into his waist and goes, if you're looking for a place to sleep, I can cause some distraction. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that'll work. He takes the thing and he turns it around backwards. So now he is, instead of pulling the cart,
He's
there's a
pushing.
little two-wheeled cart. Oh, it's kind of like a exaggerated wheelbarrow. And he's kind of pushing in front of him. And he's like, I would stay back a little bit. And
Oh, I know
when they
what's
come
coming.
out front, y'all coming back, and the top room on the far left should be plenty big enough for you all. Or no, you have your own houses.
We have the manor.
Excellent. You go
We
to them.
have the
Try
back
not to
door.
light any lights, and I will make sure that people are paying attention to me. And he sort of starts hobbling down. You can see that amphibite liquor is taking effect quite quickly. And as Jack kind of
Before he
notices,
goes.
he drank almost half the flask.
Before he goes,
Bros.
Douglas will put a hand on his shoulder and say, "You're a good man, Ross."
Do you wanna keep the rest of this just as a way of saying thank you?
And he goes, no. The wife would never forgive me if I started drinking again. So he,
Right, then.
So he goes down and he starts whistling loudly, and then well before you see this actually happens, basically everyone can see he accidentally trips and then shoots the cart forward and it slams into the side of the inn. And then
I think
an
that's
immediate
okay.
eruption of activity comes out, and you guys see Iril and several of the other villagers that you recognize, as well as, and I've forgotten her name for some reason. I know it's not Sita, because Sita's the daughter of Chiron. Chiron's mother is named...
No, it is Sita.
Sita?
Because the daughter was like Tara, or
Yes,
something
Tara
like that.
is the daughter, Sita is the mother.
Sila.
Sila. You see Sila come outside and start to yell and rant and rave about him knocking and messing up the finish on the side of the inn. But basically, Baras makes enough of a appropriate distraction, an actually non-this party described distraction, for you guys to easily make it to
Distraction
your
spelled
manor house.
correctly.
Yes.
So as long as you guys don't do anything obvious in the night, you should be able to rest here without much problems.
You mean other than being a gorg?
Right, other than being a gorg.
Chunkus, don't walk across any wooden floors.
Huey
Chunkus
probably
don't
would have
walk.
requested a section of the manor house that did not.
So,
have
just-
a
No.
There is the center of the
I
manor
don't know what
house.
just happened.
You
Oh.
broke the couch.
I broke
couch?
the couch.
Arm broke up? I thought that was the broken arm.
Yeah, it is.
That's
Oops.
okay.
Not anymore.
She evened it up for you.
Hey, now you have a matching set.
Or a matching non-set.
Why do you break all the things?
This is why we can't have nice things.
Think of it this way, at least you didn't take out the camera too.
This,
Yes, camera is still on and functioning, and the couch is not. So,
Well, no, the
Would
couch
you
is
be-
still functioning.
The-
No,
again,
it's
the
cool,
manor
just-
house, the way
just
that
let
it's
me move,
designed,
move on.
it's kind of like the shape of a U, with a wide covered porch out front. The very center of the manor house is actually a small garden that has a lot of herbs and that sort of stuff. They look like they're just now beginning to be planted, as well as a bunch of covered shelves on either side. They look like they're kind of protected from the elements by an overhang, but it's very clearly meant to be Huey's quote-unquote room.
Huey immediately ran in and planted.
She's happier
Would you
than a
be-
bodybuilder directing traffic.
Would you be drawing too much attention for me to say do a bit of drinking and smoking and possibly singing and maybe knock on Tara's window?
Yeah.
Can,
Alright,
can,
just checking.
can we
It-
find a
it's now the
place
knocking and
to
singing.
hide?
But knock yourself out on the drinking.
Hold on, I have to ask a question. Why are we sneaking around in the town?
We
Because
did
we
not
don't wanna
wanna
deal with the
talk
women.
to
With the
Iril
women's.
because
All of the women's.
remember we ran out of town going, "Hi, yes, your husband is missing. Bye." And we'll figure something out. We think that he may have died. He might be in the mail. We don't know. We're not really sure. And goodbye. And we ran off on him.
Whose fault was it for not giving a proper explanation as to
I
what
was
we
the
were
only
doing?
one trying to give them a proper explanation. Everyone
No,
else
no,
was
no.
running out of town.
I let them know that there was a possibility that at some point they would forget that he had ever existed.
So hang on, so we can actually continue the plot moving forward. Do you guys do anything specific during the night that you think would draw attention from the town?
No.
No.
Or do you guys go out of your way to not draw attention?
We
So
go
no.
our
It's not
way
very
to
difficult.
Not draw attention. I can only be so dim.
Yeah, that's
Right.
fine.
We need to get him
One
a
of the
hood.
things that I want to do, though, is I want to find a place in the house
I grabbed a
that seems
blanket and
relatively
throw it over.
secure and hide the Namian crystal.
I don't mind carrying the thing around.
You do notice as you guys go into the house, it is very obviously unfinished. While the basic structure of the house is there and working, it's got a roof, it's got walls. Much of the things are just now being installed. There's very little furniture, like there aren't beds. You guys actually have to sleep on the floor in your bedrolls. There are pieces of the floor that are not finished. It is obviously still under construction.
So it's a lot of hiding places.
Right. So if you wanted to find one of those hiding places, that'd be fine. However,
Someone else is going to find it in the process of.
right.
Or it
should-
might disappear.
Yes.
Best bet is just to keep carrying it for right this second.
I don't mind carrying the thing around.
This is coming from the Sprite. It seems like a horrible idea.
It'll be fun. What could possibly go wrong?
Ha ha ha! I will
Oh,
swallow this thing
steal
before I
it?
hand it off.
What you need to say is you'll make your apprentice swallow it,
You know, on
which
the
means your apprentice will attempt to swallow it, and then you will be batted into another county by the Saul.
or we'll find that your apprentice has no gag reflex, and Jack will
No,
have to find another room to
That's
sleep
not
in.
this kind. This is not that kind of
That happened. All right. So, moving along.
Now you guys have just made a wonderful impression on the people listening.
Yeah.
He would make
Hey, I
sure
said it was going to be a normal session.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna get worse
Yeah.
He
before
would
it
make
gets better.
sure
Pretty
that
much.
she has, food and stuff so she can fertilize her plants.
So,
She's so happy she has plants.
She has a grove again.
No, her grove is down in the Narca.
Yeah,
This-
we made that with
this
Crash
is her
Landing.
garden.
Okay.
That was actually
Well-
a team effort.
I was gonna say.
He was growth.
so do you guys want to, are you guys going to try to head out before dawn so you can actually
Yes.
get out of here, or are you guys going to
No.
like get a little bit more sleep?
Oh no, no. Huey will be up before dawn. She will be making sure that everybody is up, including Jack. Jack, I understand this is early for you. Come on.
No, this isn't early. This is late. This is still late.
What? Oh, he's going!
Jack said,
Alright.
come on.
So he's gone now then.
Up on the garage.
Okay. Where's we going to?
North.
So you guys get the you guys actually have a small
Stable.
stable of your own. It does look like it's basically just it's more of a carport right now than it is a stable, but it does look like it's actually going to be built into a proper stable of some sort
I'm not
at some
excited.
point.
People in this town really
I'm
like
guessing
this.
that our house is not going to get
Shut up,
any
Matt.
more advanced until we find out more about Zemlin. Just a thought.
Well,
The
I
house
mean,
is very slowly being built. It's just you guys aren't spending any time here.
Yeah.
So
It's not a top priority.
it's,
right, and the rest of the town does need to be rebuilt as well.
it's possible that we won't ever need to find Zenon on account of the fact that he'll get erased from history. So if that happens, then we won't have to find anything out about him.
I'm
On
kind
the
of
double
against
count
this.
of us not remembering that he existed in the first place, and then on the second count that then they won't be expecting us to find him again.
Also, it would get rid of the sister-in-law.
Hey, so it's like 3 good things.
I'm not here. Stop taking my advice.
Stop talking when you're not here.
I can't
All right,
help
so
it.
you guys head out of Catchrace to the north.
Yes.
In the pre-dawn.
Can't hold it.
And as you guys are heading up the slope
Eventually you'll
as the
roll my
sun is
clothes.
rising, you see that several of the people in the town do notice you. However, no one is going to try to outrun your Garros.
As we're galloping out of town.
As you guys are getting out
How
of
many
dodge.
fingers am I holding up?
4.
That makes sense. Okay.
So you guys head north on the
Two
north road
games.
to Knine.
Okay.
Strap down.
Do you guys have
so we
anything
can
in
see.
particular that you guys would like to do on the road north to Knine? It is, if you guys remember, about between 2 and 2.5 weeks in order to make it to Knine. The reason that you guys aren't really getting any bonus for having the Garros with you is because one of you cannot actually ride, so you guys can't leave Chunk behind. Is the short of it.
No chunk
So-
left behind.
No, that's
And
fine.
and the Garros seem extremely skittish around Toy.
I can't imagine why. So is Toy currently on a Garros? Or does Toy just
Yes.
move as fast as Amulet can think of Toy moving?
Is Toy on a Garros?
Is there a Garros for Toy Ride?
Yes.
Yeah.
Then yes.
Because there was one for
Yes.
her, even though she didn't use it.
Huey makes sure at night she spends extra time with Toy's Garros.
It does seem to be moderately traumatized at the end of the day, every day that Toy is riding it. Although after about a week of travel, it looks like it's
Twitchy.
starting to not be twitchy when Toy leaves.
So it's getting post-traumatic stress.
Yeah.
Stockholm Syndrome.
That Garrus is gonna have
Starts
flashbacks every time it sees a piece of wood.
The Garros just sort of naturally lists to the right because its head keeps.
So you guys have anything you want to do on the road? Anything you guys are looking for in particular? As you guys first head out of the city, you see the
Looking out for any boars we see.
you see the obvious
We're not
rents
working
in the
near the
ground.
garden.
The jungle on the right hand side is actually starting to heal a little bit from the storm. It's been a few months, but I mean everything is just there's a little bit of new growth, but most things are still pretty much destroyed. You also can see that there are big cuts in the ground. Like someone basically grabbed hold of the ground and pulled in every direction, and then there's little bits of areas where there's
This
large.
might be an excellent learning
blank
opportunity for your apprentice. She can see the after effects of what she did. She's the one who created the storm.
Amulet.
Not his apprentice
Not
apprentice.
Iris.
Iris.
His psychopath apprentice. The sociopath, not the crazy one.
It's correct.
Okay, no, I gotta
So-
say, she's a sociopath, not a psychopath. She
You
doesn't
know,
have the capacity to be a
elevated-
psychopath.
Elevated feelings of self-worth in being a mentor for a mentally addled student. Completely not being arsed to do anything.
Let's weigh
Vin's
that.
natural state.
Yeah.
This is Sean weighing his options.
It's interaction for the player.
All right. So again,
Oh.
anything you guys are doing on the road? Go ahead.
Amulet's gonna start making grass dolls.
What?
Grass dolls.
Grass dolls? Okay.
Dolls out of grass. to Play
Okay.
with.
So Amulet goes along there. The grass on the left-hand side near Catchrace has pretty much been destroyed, but as you guys make it away from Catchrace a little bit, there is very long, coarse, tall grass on the left-hand side that you guys can
Wunderbar.
pull stuff from in order to make dolls and whatnot.
Are you sure it's
Do you
still
make
there?
are the dolls, do they look like anything in particular? Are you making dolls of the party members, or what are you making for the party members, or for yourself?
For myself.
Okay.
I'm making a couple that look like each of the party
Emma, since it's been brought to my attention, you should
The creepiness level is
Kind of-
creeping up.
be
Creeping up.
be a bit aware
Especially
as
considering one
to
of the dolls is huge and has
what
four-
you were used for before we rescued you.
What?
So on the scale of
Remember
0
we
to
talked
clown
about
for the rickety band,
using
the
your
claw still how
using
creepy
your
is she?
own energy, casting spells out of yourself.
Right.
Okay.
Seven steel with a steel dildo.
What they were using you for was to do all this.
But it doesn't look pretty.
Exactly.
Hmm.
This is why you have to be careful when using yourself to cast spells, or having somebody use you to cast spells.
Okay.
Life lessons from Vin.
So, as you guys make it closer towards Knine, basically you get into the wilds. There really isn't any small places along this
He is
road
perfectly happy with
near
his choice.
Catchrace. But as you go further and further, the road starts to curve away from the Hylar jungle and head into the plains. And then you guys start seeing the occasional village. As you guys approach Knine, the villages get more and more frequent and get more and more populated. And you can see large territories to either side of the roads full of orchards and grains and all sorts of things. This is obviously a very heavily farmed and a pretty prosperous area. You also notice that a lot of the people don't seem to be paying that much attention to outsiders. Whereas when you guys went through Greencrest, everyone noticed you when you went to the refugee camp. When you went into the arena, everyone noticed you. When you went through Catchrace, everyone immediately noticed you. These places are obviously used to a lot more traffic, more strangers on the road. As you guys start to approach Catchrace, you guys start noticing there will be maybe twice a day. You guys will catch sight of a single mounted guard who's patrolling the road, who is wearing he's on a horse. He has a halberd and he has a long sword at his waist. He's obviously wearing some sort of armor, but what is primarily shown is a tabard with a very elaborate black W inscribed. It takes up the entire chest piece of the tabard. and you see a couple of them as you start to head towards the city.
If there's
Yeah, I
orchards,
think we were
I could
told
introduce you
about
to some
this, too, 'cause
screech.
somebody
That'd be
talked
right
to
fun.
us about that.
Screech.
It's because that's
I
the
have it
sound
in
you
my
make it the
notes.
first time you try it. But it's made from apples.
Well,
It's good stuff.
I need to get a drink of water. You guys should discuss amongst yourself kind of what you guys are planning on doing once you get towards the city. If you guys are going to immediately look for the road to the marshes, which is going to be, actually, we don't really know where it is because no one's been here before, but it's going to be, at some point, there's going to be a road that will
Not the
head off
highway,
toward the marshes.
I can do.
It's
I'll have to go
Yeah,
through.
it's basically directly east and a little bit north if you're going to the Bogarsh Marsh from Knine. So figure out if you guys have anything you want to do. This is actually the first time you guys have been in an intact major city. So if there is anything you guys want to discuss that you want to do,
Right.
remember that
Shopping?
you guys have a good quantity of
I was going
money.
to say, we have
So,
Korean necklaces
Start
and
to
stuff.
decide what you're going to be doing. Also, you guys, if you are going to spend any amount of time in the town, you might want to think about, where if you're going to
Are
stay
there
here
any
multiple days.
sites that we know of that would be interesting to see?
I will describe the city as you guys come up.
Okay.
The city itself is a pretty interesting site. I'll get you into it.
I know.
Have I heard of anything from the sailors that used to come through Hiva?
The
Interesting places.
sailors that come through Hifa primarily talk about the locks.
The locks.
The locks is the major thing that is talked about for all the sailors. A couple of them will mention that the northern and western docks are just huge and amazing, but even those won't say, well, yeah, they're cool, but the locks are what make the tiered city the tiered city. So I will be right back. I'm going to get some water so you guys discuss among
Hold on.
yourselves.
He's going to get water.
So I have a big list of rituals.
Watch your feet.
Did you
My
tell
quest is
him about
complete.
what you were talking
Borg's
about?
will
Yes, I
Cities
wanted to
this
clarify a point for him. Hey, Candy, can I have that?
Sure.
Woo! I knew there was still some more of these around. Werther's best caramel ever.
I found out it was
Did you grab
Jared's
something?
card because he bought Microsoft points.
Oh.
Something else I had to clarify about that story.
But,
As I was telling
did
You
you
lose a die?
Yep.
You got
But,
it back?
Except there's no longer
yeah,
locks.
he got it.
I said,
We need to, points of business we have to do in the major city. A, we may be able to find someone within a major city like that that can tell us something about the Nambian shard and maybe the spell that's in it.
Yeah.
Because it's such a big city.
Yeah.
We may be able to find someone who can buy the Durham bars.
I thought we were just keeping them as value.
Well, the Durham bars are heavy.
They're very heavy, but they actually do have a very easily set amount of worth.
Yeah.
The bars are kind of like, if you
I was gonna
imagine
say, but the
different bill types. A $1 bill as attached to a $100 bill. They're separate things, but obviously the $100 has a very definite
A
measurement.
Durham
But
bar
I
is
Now,
think-
something
relatively
for the
fixed value.
podcast that just so that it's clear, the group has since character creation has not been to a major city yet. So this is the actual first large city that they've even stepped foot in.
Which
is amazing.
that is what is prompting this large amount of.
Which is
discussion.
amazing
Yeah,
because,
As
we would have bound
typical,
and destroyed
the
it by now.
next 2 sessions will be us bartering with merchants.
no.
Maybe.
But
So how you liking it so far?
the thing is
Better?
that we are in a major city. We have 5
Until we get in
necklaces.
a fight.
We won't be able to sell anywhere else because of the fact that no other place is going to have the amount of money that we're going to be able to get here.
True.
You know.
Is that a dog?
No, that's scary.
You didn't know your husband made that
He
noise?
usually meows.
What?
Close the door.
You?
You weren't barking, right?
I was not barking.
What was that noise?
That was
There was
probably a
a
dog.
dog.
There's a dog out. Either that
I
or
was not
my-
barking. I do not bark when I urinate. I know in present company that makes me an anomaly, but
Yeah, this.
I don't bark, but I do sing Celine Dion's "My Heart
So
Will Go On"
we've
in my
gone
head.
straight from
Too much?
podcast to like HBO midnight special.
all right. So
No, that's all softcore porn, man.
do you guys have a vague idea of what you're trying to do in the city?
So
especially in the city?
Stand by my